Welcome back to my channel at The Movie Optimist, where I find the silver linings in even the worst of films. Tonight, I just got done watching the newest Ryan Coogler film, Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, and a slew of other people. In this film, Michael B. Jordan plays one of two twins who essentially leave Louisiana in like the 1930s to go to Chicago and try and become mobsters, essentially. They want to make a bunch of money, and they do, illegally, in ways that I won't spoil here, and they eventually return home very wealthy men with one goal in mind: to open up a juke joint, I believe they call it, where a bunch of people from all over town can come and just gamble the night away. They can party and drink and eat food and dance and listen to good blues and just have a good time and have a place to unwind and unstress after their hard day of working. And they do. They buy this big old mill in the middle of nowhere from this dude, and the day that they buy it, they decide to have a grand opening and invite everyone in town. However, in doing this, a bunch of vampires in the area get wind of it, and they want to come and join the party as well, although not just to dance the night away, but to eat everyone and turn them all into vampires themselves and create one big happy family. It's up to Michael B. Jordan and his brother to essentially help everybody that's still trapped inside survive the night and make it till morning. And that's essentially the crux of this film. It's not super elaborate in terms of like this grand scale. There's not like 100 different locations they're going through. It's not globe-trotting. It's very much so a one location kind of film. Now, I'll say this right off the bat, this movie is absolutely fucking fantastic. Not only does it pay homage from the movie From Dusk Till Dawn, written by Quentin Tarantino and directed by Robert Rodriguez, but it takes that movie and it genuinely makes it 10 times better. It adds so many layers on top of that core concept of a bunch of people trapped inside an establishment and have to fight through the night against a bunch of vampires, and it adds so many levels of dimension to it that that movie just didn't have. And I'm not trying to knock Quentin Tarantino. He is a fantastic writer and director, but there was a level of attention to detail in terms of like the lore that went into a period piece like this that I didn't see from Dusk Till Dawn. And whereas in a lot of the characters you liked in From Dusk Till Dawn, the characters here I loved. I didn't care about 95% of the people that were getting killed in From Dusk Till Dawn, where here I literally cared about everybody, even the B-level characters, the C-level characters. The first 45 minutes of this film is really establishing who everybody is. We learned why Michael B. Jordan and his brother left. We learned what brought them back home. They know the monster at home, whereas in Chicago, the world's really different, and they rather deal with the devil they know than the devil they don't, which is one of the reasons why they come home, and they want to give a place to relax to all these other people that they grew up knowing in their community. But you also get a chance to see them come home and bond with the people they left behind when they left to go to Chicago, and you meet Delroy Lindo's character. You learn of who he is, and you start to care about him, and you meet this nice Chinese couple that own a convenience store and their daughter, and when shit hits the fan, you care about them as well. And you care about Haley Steinfeld's character because she has a past with one of Michael B. Jordan's brother characters, and you care about the other brother and his old flame that he left behind, and everybody that comes you genuinely care about. So at about the halfway mark, when shit hits the fan, and oh boy does it hit the fucking fan, like I said, you just care so much about everybody, and that's not something that they really had in From Dusk Till Dawn. And I keep using that as reference because really the core concept is so similar, and I want to get that across the board here for anyone watching this review, that if you didn't like that movie, you're probably not really gonna like this movie in terms of the overall story aspect, because it's kind of the same thing. But even down to the villains, like I never cared once about any of the vampires from that movie. Here, not that I necessarily care about them and want them to survive, but they're so well thought out and get so much to do prior to things taking a violent turn that every time one of the vampires, including Jack O'Connell, is on screen, it's like he's chewing the scenery and you can't take your eyes off him. And it's like that with the rest of the vampires too. They use a lot of practical effects in this movie, which I really appreciate. I can't stand the overuse of CGI, which is surprising because Ryan Coogler loves his CGI in his Black Panther films, especially in the first one. One of my biggest problems with that film, especially towards the end of it, is the entire last battle between T'Challa and Killmonger was a giant PS2 cutscene. Like, none of it was real, which I get it. The character is so, like, mythical that how do you do that realistically? But I feel like this was Ryan Coogler's answer to that, where he went into this like, I want it all to be done practically. I want all of the prosthetics, the teeth, the blood. It's all done practical, and it's so gorgeous to look at. So, does the movie have a revolutionary story in terms of like the outline of it? No, it's a survive until morning film, but Ryan Coogler injects it with so much that he didn't need to do, but it elevates it to new heights. Michael B. Jordan plays the two twins here. He is phenomenal. They do just enough to distinguish each character where they have their own personalities, so you're never confused at which one you're looking at any given time. They kind of talk different, they act different, they dress a little bit different. One of them has a blue hat, one of them has a red hat, so they do enough to distinguish them, but it's like Michael B. Jordan got to sign up to play two characters in this film because they're so drastically different, and this is definitely one of his best films in terms of an acting performance. He is so good here. Hailee Steinfeld, I remember when she came on the scene in the True Grit remake, and before I saw that movie, it was like, oh, okay, another Disney pop teen star coming to Hollywood. She's probably going to be in one movie and we're never going to see her again because they're going to realize none of these Nickelodeon stars could actually act. And she actually proved me wrong in True Grit. You got her as this young teenager who's very stern, acting alongside Jeff Bridges in that. Then you get her as the defiant teen in Bumblebee, and here you see her on a whole nother level that you've never seen before. And literally right off the bat, one of the first things that comes out of her mouth established exactly who she is now as an actress, and it's just amazing how far along she's come since her teen singing days. She is so incredible in this film. One of the other main characters, this choir boy, his name is Sammy in the film. I don't know his name in real life, but he is remarkable in this film, and he has the voice of an angel. He has one of the standout scenes in this movie with another standout that I'll talk about in just a second, but he is equally just as good as Michael B. Jordan in this film, and I've never even seen him before. The fact that he was standing toe-to-toe with Michael B. Jordan, two of them, was really impressive. Delroy Lindo is remarkable in this film. He doesn't have a whole lot to do because of the fact that he's a little bit older, so he doesn't get in on as much as the action, but he has a lot of the comical moments, the moments where they break the tension with a joke, and not in a bad way. They use it very sparingly, but just in the perfect right way, in the right moment where it's like, all right, you need to let off on the tension a little bit and let us breathe, and it's usually through that character. Everyone is incredible in this film, including Jack O'Connell, who was cast in that Unstoppable movie so many years ago from Angelina Jolie, and he was so good in that, but the movie didn't get the accolades it deserved. And then he was in Money Monster with George Clooney, and again, not a lot of people saw that movie, and he was phenomenal in it, and I was wondering when he was going to really put his stamp on Hollywood and become more than just this B-level actor, because he's such a great actor who hasn't gotten his chance to shine, and holy fuck did Ryan Coogler give it to him. He is remarkable as the main vampire in this film. He is so haunting, he's so creepy, and he just chews the scenery. He also has a musical bit in this number where he gets to sing a lot and even dance, and it's haunting but also really incredible. Who would have thought that Irish singing from vampires would be as compelling as it is? But it just worked here, and that's another thing that I talked about before with Sammy being as good as he was with his voice. He is essentially brought in there to this club to perform blues music by Michael B. Jordan and his brother, and during the scene where he performs this musical number, they do something I've never seen in a movie before, where literally the music comes alive and becomes a character in and of itself and introduces you to both music from the past, present, and future. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because I don't want to spoil exactly how Ryan Coogler captures that. But again, it's unlike anything I've ever seen before, and it's truly one of a kind, remarkable, a masterclass of performance from everybody, a masterclass of directing, a masterclass of whoever wrote the music, cinematography, and really blew me away. Music is as much a main character in this film as Michael B. Jordan. There's so much character in the music and lore and period accurate representation, and it was so beautiful, and the music was haunting, it was lovely, it was funny, it was everything wrapped into one. And again, I don't want to delve too much into why, because it will spoil it. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see the movie, but just know that the music in this movie was arguably the most important character. On top of that, this movie was shot on a mix between IMAX and film, and the movie was gorgeous. This is the best looking Ryan Coogler we've ever gotten. It is so grounded in reality and grainy and gritty, and the color grading is gorgeous. The cinematography, the wide open landscapes that they filmed this movie, the lighting. From a production standpoint, it is Ryan Coogler's best movie. It was just such a treat to look at, especially as someone that is a cinematographer themselves. I couldn't take my eyes off this movie. And for those of you that heard that the first half of this movie is a lot of setup up and getting to know all the characters. Don't misinterpret that as the beginning of this movie was boring. It is very intriguing, and they do a good job establishing the relationships between all the characters and setting up who everybody is in the beginning, that it's never dull. It's always entertaining, it's thought-provoking, it's engaging. This movie also is very horny. It is very sexual. There's a lot of sexual activities happening in this film, and it was like Ryan Coogler unleashed. It was like he was this lion kept in a cage at the MCU, and he finally was released back into the wild in this and gave us his magnum opus. This is his masterpiece. I truly believe that for years to come, this film will be studied in colleges for people going to school for filmmaking. It is that powerful, that much of a masterclass, but I don't think anything else for the rest of the year is going to trump this. It's just truly so different from his MCU flair. It's so different from normal vampire films, even though it's giving us, again, a structure that's very similar to a movie we've seen before, but injecting it with so much lore and backstory and music and incredible practical effects. The fight scenes, all of the action in this film, they enhance some of the blood with a little bit of CGI, but for the most part, when a dude's getting a stake into his heart and blood's exploding out, it's real. It's like the Django Unchained mansion shootout with all the blood squibs. It was just so impressive. I can't wait to go back and see this movie again. Now, I will say this, I'm gonna give the movie a 10 out of 10 because of how much of a masterclass it was. This movie did not do anything wrong. It did everything not only right, but better than right. It exceeded every single expectation I have. But at the same time, and I'm gonna stand by this, the trailer gives away that one of the brothers gets turned into a vampire in this film. When I said that I did not like that in my trailer reaction, a lot of people came to its defense saying, oh, you know, yeah, they showed it, but there's still a lot of plot twists in it. There's still a lot of things that you don't know, this, that, and the other thing. That's really not that big of a deal. And I'm here to tell you that it is. It's one of the biggest moments of the movie. There are other plot twists and turns and betrayals and things like that, but there's nothing as devastating as watching half this movie and seeing these brothers bond with each other and their chemistry, and then to have one of them turned into this monster that the other one then has to fight off to protect the rest of the people in this club. It's just so devastating, and if we learned that as a plot twist dramatically within the film while we're watching it, it would have hit so much harder, but because we knew it was coming, it wasn't as effective as I would have liked it to be. But that's not to take away from the film. It was still a masterpiece, just a mistake on the trailer editor's part, not the film's fault. At the end of the day, guys, Ryan Coogler has given us his magnum opus. This is the best film of the year, and I would not be surprised if it gets nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. I would not be surprised if it wins Best Soundtrack, Best Sound Design, Best Performances, across the board. It's just an incredible movie. And on top of that, I did hear that this movie was going to give us a scene as awesome of a fight scene akin to the Inglourious Basterds scene during the movie theater shootout where Hitler gets turned into Swiss cheese. You get that here. You get a scene that is equally as fucking badass as those two dudes barging into the movie theater and mowing down a bunch of Nazis. You get it? It's equally as gratifying as that scene, and will be watched probably 400 million times on YouTube when it hits YouTube because it's that fucking badass. I can't wait for y'all to watch this movie. I don't even have to say did I give you a reason to go and see it, because everyone's gonna turn up to see this movie. It's Ryan Coogler, it's Michael B. Jordan, everyone loves them, and the world pretty much knows this movie's a masterpiece. It's all over the internet. I just needed to come here and speak my mind about it. I'm just so shocked at how amazing it was. Do not walk to the movies to see this. Sprint there at full tilt, and I guarantee you, you're gonna feel just like I did. I cannot wait to get this movie on Blu-ray and watch it 4,000 more times. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Have you seen this movie yet? Are you going to see it this weekend? And if not, why the fuck not? Do you not like movies? Anyway, guys, let's talk about it in the comments down below, and as always, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will catch you next time.